Howdy crew, I'm Chris Caruso, and hopefully over the next few minutes you can get to know a bit about me, and well, you never know, I might be just the car nut you're looking for. So, well, what am I? I'm a bit of a dreamer. I've got a lot of ideas in my head, and well, I probably drive a missus bloody mad, you know. I keep telling all these things at night when I'm in bed and all that, what's going on in my head, what I'm thinking about making, that sort of stuff. And well, she makes out she's listening, but no, she doesn't remember too much what I said in the morning. But anyway, I promised that I wouldn't prepare too much for this, because I guess you're really trying to find the real person, and we don't want to pull a 5-card trick on you or a bit of a smoke screen. So we're going to wing it a bit, and I've got those questions that you sort of posted up on the internet there, so I might just refer to them every now and then, because you know, I didn't want to write it all down. So what can you do? Well, what can I do? You give me some tools and I can just about do anything, I reckon. You give me a steering wheel and an accelerator. I might just put these glasses on because I can't see. You give me a steering wheel and accelerator, and well, I'll try and do anything, but we won't always succeed. You're wondering about the best car in the world. Well, let's face it, that's sort of I could convince you that any car was the best car in the world, but I think my beloved Jaguar is well, if it wasn't for the Z06 Corvette, I mean, let's face it, that would have been the best car in the world. But the Corvette, well, look, classic old school meets new school, born in the 50s, graduated through the ranks, had its highs and lows, and well, really mixing it with the exotics now, isn't it? And still got push rods. How do you work that out, eh? Still got push rods. Worst car in the world, well, like I say, I could convince you that any car was the worst car in the world if you want me to, but I thought about this, and well, you know, you're going to upset somebody, aren't you? But and my mate's got one of these, and but it's got to be those old bloody Volkswagen Beetles, you know. And I've worked on a lot of Volkswagens, but you know, when you buy a car, you sort of, you know, there's something positive about it, you know. This car's comfortable, this car's got room, you know, this car's quiet, it's got an air conditioner or electric window, you know. But that Volkswagen, you know, I can't think of one good thing about those things. They're noisy, they're bloody weak, they're dangerous, they don't stop, they don't steer. It's probably unlikely to even go. There's not much point putting oil in there because it keeps falling out. So, you know, I don't know what you can do there really, but they sold millions of those things. I think that's only because the last one they sold fell to bits, so they had to keep making a new one. But anyway, we like jet cars as well. We got a few jet cars. I mean, you heard of boat people, but we sort of got boat cars as well. We got a Toyota Sora there. We've got one of those Subarus as well. They all got those turbos on them, you know. Now, we like the jet cars because even though we're old school, we know that, well, they're very hard to work on, but the reason they're hard to work on because you don't really have to work on them as much. You know, when you work for a Japanese car company, you've got to sign, on your employment contract, you've got to sign the Harry-Carry clause. Now, what's the Harry-Carry clause? Well, if you design or fit any part or anything to a Japanese car that is likely to result in humiliation for the company, well then part of your contract you're obliged to kill yourself. So I think that's got a lot to do for quality control. They tried to bring that in over here, actually, in the east. You know, where all our big boys are, you know, but I think they had a bit of trouble with the unions on that one. Anyway, look, there's another jet car there. That's a Mazda, that one. That's a 4-wheel drive, and that's got one of those hair dryers on it as well. I mean, they all go, that's for sure. Now, like I say, we have the legacy of, well actually I shouldn't say that, I meant to say the Liberty. I was thinking of that Subaru. Bloody thing is a legacy when it leaves Japan, and then it becomes a liberty when it's here. How do you work that out? But we've got a lot of room out there, and we get out there. We've got a clay speedway track that we put in there because we like sliding around a fair bit, and we learn a few tricks out there, and we learn what to do and what not to do, and sometimes we don't learn anything. But it's good fun. We've got the graduation cars there. We graduated from all the old Falcons and Holdens, Ford Lasers, Geminis. Oh, we've got them all there. They all go. That's our Variety Bash car. Now there's an event for you, the Variety Bash. Now, she's got a few cobwebs on there. That's an old Chevy. The Bash, you can see, is a few months ago now, but we go as gangsters, I'll just take these off. Because you've got to have a bit of a theme. We're not really gangsters, of course. Some people thought we were. But that is the penultimate driving event. I mean, I love my motorsport and I love the tarmac. But if you like driving in the bush for thousands of kilometres and you like meeting sort of weird people, funny people, unusual people, you like meeting kids out in the middle of nowhere, all these little schools, I mean, there's something you must do before you die. Can't dwell on it too much because we sort of only got, we don't want to edit this. What have we got, 6 minutes? Yeah, okay, we've got to keep rolling along. So while we're rolling, I'm just going to have a quick look on this list because we want to make sure we cover everything, you see. The best car, where is it? What drives you nuts? Well, you see, what drives me nuts is, people that sort of say they know what they're doing, but they don't really know what they're doing. I mean, cars, first year graduates that end up designing cars. Now, I won't say all first year graduates end up designing cars, but it's very clear that when you're working on a car that somebody has designed part of that car that they've clearly learnt to walk before they can crawl. Now we know from, watching that Dr. Phil bloke that that's not really a good sort of a thing. It mucks around with your head there. The celebrity job, well, I thought about that as well. Current sort of issue, I'd like to sort of get that Steve Buckner bloke out here. He's a celebrity now, and, we could get him out. And the Indian cricket team, they're pretty celebrity-like as well. I'd like to get him in the back paddock and sort of teach him a few typical Aussie backyard stunts. I've got a few tricks up my sleeve, I've got a few ideas, Then when we've got a bit of a sweat coming off their brow, we'll put a bit of pressure on them. I'd like to introduce the Aussie cricket team. Now we could design a bit of a point scoring system and a bit of a tit for tat, and I mean they could all use the cars, that's all right. Well, they'd have to pay for petrol, of course, but they can use them, But I think that'd be pretty interesting. We like to get people out of their comfort zone, see what they're made of. But anyway, I'm getting the old wind up from Susie. So whatever happens, I love the show, and I hope whatever happens, you find who you're looking for, and I'm sure it's going to be a success. I know all the Aussies love it, and I do, and that's over and out. Good luck.